Brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. At 6'4", and he's wide body, like you can't see behind him. I'm not trying still. I'm still not trying.
Can I tell you my favorite part of this?
I'm picking up a
You
brick.
have to tell a story and you fly the mic. When he flies the mic, bro.
But think about it. Dead ass.
I did think about it just now. I'm telling you, it's not happening. 6'4" wide body. I'm looking at him like, brother, what am I about to try if I don't pick something up on the way there?
With your shoulders in the same place as your neck? I'm not.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hold on.
Because I know a couple of those.
Yeah.
But you see, you guys are getting confused.
I'm not.
Because I'd rather try him than the 6'8" guy with no neck.
I'd rather try none. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You guys are not. But if you had to pick, what are you picking?
Oh, I understand that.
You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
But like that's what I'm saying. Because he's a big nigga. You're a big nigga. When you eye level with these guys, some of them you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
it's not what on TV. I'm not gonna lie. On TV, when you see him,
Yeah, the wide as the screen,
bro. And I see them. No, my hand is. When you see them, you're like, that nigga is huge. When you see them in person, because I'm doing the security.
Oh my
Sometimes when I
goodness.
see them, they're not as big as you.
As you would think.
I promise you guys, bro.
I'm
into it. No.
He said, "You got me into it, bro."
Don't kill me.
either way, it's not happening.
He's like, I'm gonna win this period.
Oh man, gentlemen, happy to see you guys, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It feels like a long time since I've been in this set with y'all. Welcome back. You know what I mean? He's a Guy podcast. Holidays. We're back though. We got a hoarse voice.
Is that give you the wink in the gun today?
Nah, you know what's crazy? Outside, because we started a little earlier today, you guys won't know that, but it wouldn't matter. Like, but there's no parking. There's no parking for no man.
You guys validated yet or what?
Who's you guys? You're with us.
Yeah, I know, but that's my welcome package.
Damn. Yeah, well, you're with us.
You got one of those? That's crazy.
A welcome package?
You got one of
That's
those?
crazy.
Yeah, here's a welcome. Hey guys, look.
You didn't put in your contract, man.
But I'm happy to see you guys. You know what I mean? It's a bright spot in my Monday, to be honest. I wasn't doing nothing at all today. But also out there, all you guys looking on Freck. Well, we're gonna go with real names this time. Terrell, Dion, I want to welcome you guys. You know, this is gonna be your first official to be like, yo, part of the group. I'm happy to have you guys. You guys are like one of those mainstays. You guys been reoccurring on episodes and stuff, but I feel like, it just fits. You guys are I don't know how to describe it. T, help me out here. Like, what would you say? Like, they just feel like they've been a part of it from the beginning. So
yeah, it just feels like family, right? And it's our conversations flowed from the jump. You could just see the rapport that we all have with each other, and to me, like, it just made sense for us to all just do this as one unit. And the conversations are just
way so much better, to be honest.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm really happy to have you guys here. Now it's like a cast of 4.
Yeah, I mean, no brainer. This is a no brainer. You guys are. Freck's over there. You know what I mean? He's validating his own parking.
I'm trying to validate my parking.
My welcome package or what's with that, bro?
No, I'm gonna get my lawyers involved with this.
Stay right there. Yo, turn on Bluetooth.
Dude, I'm dead.
Last but not least, brother, we have a special guest with us today. First one back, but I mean, please introduce yourself.
Everybody, my name is Josh. Born and raised here in Toronto. I've just honestly I've met a couple of these guys for the first time. Obviously, I've seen a couple of episodes, so I know and I've heard the stories and everything. But yeah, thanks Ty for bringing me on. We're gonna talk about some topics today that honestly are near and dear to my heart, as especially in today's climate too. So I look forward to that, and I look forward to sharing information with all you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Just as well as thank us for having. We thank you for showing up. But yeah, so we can go around the room, reintroduce ourselves, and I mean, all the way to my right. Come on here, let's bring it in.
Steon, follow me at Mindstate U. If you didn't know, now you know. That's your burner, eh? That's the burner account. That's the burner account. The real one's coming soon.
Here we go. Co-host Steph. You know what I'm saying? Josh, introduce yourself just now. Come on, to the left.
Terrell. I don't know what you guys want to call me. Terrell,
Freck, Jimmy, all of that.
We go, You guys know what those stand for. You know, nah. I want to give an apology to the man that they tricked me. They didn't validate my parking, so I had to pay for it. My bad. Pass it on to Tashawn. My bad.
What's going on, guys? Your boy Tashawn. I'm back and healthy again.
You picked up by your blood?
Gave blood this week? No. Giving blood is good. Giving blood is good.
No, nobody said it wasn't bad.
I just did too much.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But now today I said when we film, I'm gonna take some time to like. We got here early today, so I had some time to like rest before man. We're just rolling in hot
straight to it.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
You look healthy today, though.
You rode the bike here?
Nah.
Okay.
Okay. I rode my bike earlier.
Going for that.
He stays on that. No, he stays on the bike, bro.
It's winter, brother. We live in a winter country. You guys gotta get out and enjoy it.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna join you.
You have any ideas there, bud?
Get out and bike, brother. Just get a
Not happening in the winter. Nice try.
Get a
Something
neck
else?
warmer, some gloves, ski.
Save the ski
Yo, I want to do a birthday
For the
ski
birthday.
trip, but I didn't feel like you guys would be with it.
You didn't invite us, so you wouldn't know that. Nice
Yeah,
try.
that's crazy.
Steph's already going this weekend. So.
I just told you that today.
But you
You didn't know.
I was gonna do roller skating, but the place closed down, so it's like I gotta do something.
So that's the only place.
Well, I voted for the skiing on that.
No, the
story.
scooters been around way too long, so I was like, I'm figuring it out.
Okay, so we should expect the invite.
Yes,
Is what you're saying?
100G?
Okay.
It's coming.
I'm waiting.
So yeah,
You only got a couple weeks left, bro.
There is only a couple
Can you let us know? Can you let us know?
I'm working on it, brother.
right,
That's why I ran it by you guys.
You're right.
All right.
Right. My fault.
Okay.
We're with it.
Yes, remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us at He's a Guy Podcast. We are absolutely everywhere. Spotify, Apple, we're on YouTube, Shorts, everything we need. Everything you would need to see us is there for you. So please like, comment, subscribe.
Great point, because actually, I found out that 70% of the watchers.
The watcher them? The
Don't
watcher
even start that. Don't even start that.
No, there's an inside joke about the watchers, but we're not talking about that.
Okay.
Of our watchers, our viewers don't subscribe. So it's like
Oh, they don't subscribe?
they don't subscribe, but
Oh, you
they
guys are
watch.
sick.
They're not subscribing.
You guys are sick.
So what do we got to do to get them to?
You gotta press that subscribe button, and when you're
Look
watching,
at the camera and tell them again.
press that subscribe button.
There you go.
know what I'm saying?
He all.
That sound was hot. Do that again? Yeah.
I'm dead.
You know what I'm saying? I just have to say that.
like and comment.
Please.
Let us know what you guys what you want to hear about.
No, that's real.
Why not?
That's real. Anything you guys are interested in hearing from us over the next little bit, even going in, if something that's reoccurring, you want us to get a little more detailed on something, please don't be shy. Today's topic, policing the culture. I know you guys are interested because I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it over to Josh, brother. Policing in today's culture. I mean, can you give us a little background on what your career path is and tell us how you got started?
Yeah. So, for those who don't know, I am a police officer, and I have been for about a little over 4 years now. How I even got into policing, it was funny because when I was young, like I always had a couple goals, and like my dad would always question me here and there, and he'd be like, "Yo, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "Yo, I want to play pro baseball, and I want to be a spy." And then as I got older, I was like, "No, forget all that spy thing." So I was like, you know what? I moved back from Canada after living in the States for 8 years in 2020. And then I finally decided, I was like, you know what, let me take this serious. And I had a couple good mentors in my corner who were also Black officers. And they just showed me, honestly, that it was possible. Because before meeting them, like I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how possible it was and those type of things. And just building those relationships with them, they made it clear that, hey, this is something that you could do and you could be good at. So I was like, that's all the push I needed. And when that happened, shortly after I applied, and ever since then, man, I've been having a hell of a time with it. Crazy experiences, good, exciting, intense, like anything you can think of. Yeah. I've seen it and I've been through it. It's lost her a lot of stories, that's for sure.
That's dope, bro. Okay, so you touched on like having mentors and stuff. What type of those specifically? What motivated you, or was there more to it? Because I know you said what kind of made you take it more seriously, but what were those things, if you don't mind?
So like, especially when it comes to the mentors, like they, like I'll just name one of them. He's one of those social media officers, Dale Swift in Toronto.
Okay.
And for example, when I met Dale, we used to go to the same Cairo. And I remember one day he knew I kind of was interested, like when I was still in like my pro baseball days and all that. And one day he's like, yo, like when you're ready to make the jump, like let me know.
Mhm.
So then COVID came and I was like, I just freshly moved back and I was like, you know what? Like, let me reach out to him. And then we started chatting, we started meeting up, and through those conversations, he, like, obviously, like I said earlier, like I knew it was possible, but I just didn't realize like exactly what it looked like day to day, those type of things. And for me, like I knew what I wanted to do and what he had been since I met him that first day at Cairo. He always was looking out for me, always making sure I'm good and all that type of thing. And I was like, yo, I just want to be able to be like that for someone else, right? And so whether that's like whether I go to a call and I'm like I'm dealing with, say, like someone that's similar to one of our moms, and they're like, yo, my teen son's giving me problems, da 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 da. It's like I like being able to go have a chat with him and him actually being able to relate to me,
Yeah.
and without it, and then like just changing the perspective, because like I feel that oftentimes like people can have like misconceived judgments when it comes to us. And one of the biggest reasons as to why, when I was even in my interview process with being an officer, was I was like, I want to provide people, whether even if I'm holding someone accountable, that like they could walk away and be like, damn, like that was actually overall like that was a good experience with an officer. So I want to be able to provide people with positive experiences. So yeah, that's at the end of the day where it comes down to.
I like that, bro. I love that.
I'm glad you said that because, like, I come from rough neighborhoods, right? And the way we see police officers is like even when they would come around and they would say like, you know, you guys, it's a good career. When you're young, you don't think about a career, right? So you're not really thinking about that. We just think about, oh, yo, I saw you guys chase my older bro, or I saw you guys chase one of the mans through the hood. Why would I want to be doing that to my own people? But the way you said it is like, it's not doing it to your people. It's actually helping them, right? We're giving them guidance, right? And a lot of people, when we see police officers, we don't necessarily see them as human beings. We see them as, you're a police officer.
Facts. Hey,
right?
when I'm not working, and I see one, I'm driving, I straighten up.
You're even still.
Well, still, it doesn't
That is
matter,
a
yo.
top-
Okay, so last night when we saw the police officers pull up in the
Yeah, we all.
yo, we're laughing. Everybody got stared. I jumped in my car reverse. Yo, where you going? I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yo, Josh, for real. And I'm happy you said
Bro,
that because yesterday, like Freck was saying, we're in the parking lot just after our men's league game, you know, chopping up, laughing, having jokes. It's a great time. And then we see it's nothing to do with us, but police turn the corner, just come into the area, just a little parking lot area, and we looked at each other. All the laughs left. Everything's like, all right, guys, it's time to go. Like we just packed it up. You know
like even when I walked in today, I'm like, I looked at you like, this guy's not an officer.
Like, yeah, that's stigma for real.
But the more you talk, I'm like, oh, yeah, he sounds like an officer. You know?
Now you're trying to avoid that.
Yes. But then when Steph asked him a question and he got his hand started doing this.
Coming back.
Trying to fit in. I was tensing up while I was driving. Oh, you wore your badge. I'm good.
I love it.
To kind of open that up a little bit more, in terms of experiences, I feel like we can all share something like that, where it's like, you know, you feel like when you're driving, you see something, you feel like you have to fix your posture, or when you're around the officer, you have to be on your best behavior, kind of like a code switch or whatever the case is. But do you guys want to allude any more to those type of feelings, or like how would you guys feel in those moments?
I can like resonate with what you're saying. Like I've had police in my family, and like very close. And even to this day, if I get pulled over, I'm like, okay, man, let me straighten up and make sure everything's good. Let me grab my papers so I'm not moving too much and whatever the case is. But I think you made a very good point that police officers are human. And obviously there's a few bad apples that I guess ruin it for the bunch. But I think you guys are just working a job like any other person. And like you can go to Home Depot and not like the people that are there, right? Even today. At court, the prosecutor came on, was just like, okay, what are you doing? I'm like, not even like, hey, what happened? Nothing, just like straight to the point. So, you know, yeah, like I was saying, police scare me to this day. if I get pulled over, if anything, I'm just making sure that I'm on my P's and my Q's and just.
Hold on, you had court today?
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Free my dog.
I didn't mention nothing about it.
I was saving it for the pod.
He's like, I'm not gonna tell them.
Holy surprise to everybody.
Nah, bro, it's actually insane, to be honest. Like to have that type of feeling and it resonate across the board, especially for, you know, Black individuals, especially. So it's kind of like, or Black males. I want to say just individual. Like we could specify it. Black males, and it's kind of
Black males, BIPOC too. Like
BIPOC. Period. Yeah. You're right. So, when it comes to work with that, like, is that something that you try to keep in mind when now you're in uniform, or is that something that you kind of just because of who you are, you don't? It's just how you present yourself. It's not something that you have to really think about.
For sure, like whenever I'm dealing with people, and it's honestly one of the reasons even why I went into the job too, because one thing I learned, especially when I was like, because I went to school in the States and all that, and one thing I learned when I was down there, and because I lived down there 8 years, I was always traveling different place, and I realized I had like a weird ability to like make people, whether it's feel comfortable around me, not be like, not once they actually meet me, not be intimidated and thing. And I was like, you know what? Like, I know that there's gonna be people on the job that I'm gonna deal with day to day that may have like preconceived like opinions on us, especially like us officers. And I just go into it honestly knowing that. And there are times, like I'm not gonna lie, there are times where most times people see me and it's good interactions, whatever, smooth. But there can be times too where I'm getting hostility when I'm just showed up. You know what I mean? But that's my job. My job is to calm down the situation. And I do that, and I handle that in a way that by the end of it, they're normally like, yo, I apologize for how I was being. And it is what it is. I'm like, hey, we're all human. Like, and I'll say that, and I'll tell them from the start, I'm like, hey, just so you know, like, I know you're saying all this right now, but like, remember everything you're saying is on body cam, so don't say too much, too wild of stuff, because. Right. And then they're always like, yo, I apologize. Like I had this one the other day that was just like giving me a problem. And I was like, hey, I'm not here to be upset at you. I know that, say you might have had a couple of drinks, so that's what it is. By the time he was on his way, he literally came up to me, gave me a hug, and was like, yo, I apologize. And I'm like, yo, it is what it is. I was like, I get it. But at the same time, I'm just like, just remember that my job is not to cause you any sort of like, obviously I had to hold you accountable in this incident, but like this only happened as a result of behaviors that was happening. Like I told you from the start, this didn't have to happen, type of thing. And he was like, no, like I get that. And he's like, I appreciate you for handling me the way you handled me. And I was like, yeah, don't worry. Because at the same time, it's like, say if like my brother was to have an issue, I'd want someone to handle him how I handle people. You know what I'm saying? So, and I always think of it like that. And that's why I like say, like say if you are to see like, say like the media like post out a certain video or whatever, and it's just like, oftentimes like sometimes it is what happened, sometimes it isn't. But at the end of the day, like we don't always know like the full thing of what happened and like how it went down. And the biggest thing that we're taught, especially in trading and everything, is like handle people like how like you would expect other officers to handle your family, type of thing. And that's really just how I go about my day to day.
To add to that, like I can see from your demeanor, right? But then you don't always get that cop to show up.
Facts.
Right?
That's true.
You get the other ones that they're not trying to help the situation. They're trying to police it. Like they're trying to tell you, yo, go over there, do this, that. It's like, whoa, bro. Like you said, you don't even, half the time, you don't even know what's going on. You just you're just showing up. But sometimes these guys just come in blazing and just.
Yeah. And that was, I love that you said that, because that was one thing that I did want to talk about is how like people could come in so hot. So one thing too that I didn't know, obviously, because I wasn't in that world, in that line of work before I did it, was how misconstrued information could be brought to our communicators or our dispatchers and then to us.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's bare times, bro, where like we'll get some crazy information from the dispatcher. So we're like, yo, our minds are like getting in a certain type of mode. And then we get there and say we might start up here. We're like, oh shoot, that's not needed. It's because we get there and we're like, oh shoot, like it's not even what they said it was.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's not even half of what they said it was. You know what I mean? So that can be an issue too, because it's just like and obviously like I get that like people are in stressful situations, so they might just say things just to get us there. But like sometimes people gotta remember that certain things they say is gonna get a certain response.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Well, it's good to understand that because like I feel like even a lot of stuff that you're saying to me feels relatable, only from the fact that relatable in the sense that I ref basketball, and for reffing ball, it's like we're the police of the game.
Facts.
So you walk in the gym, mans are like,
that's a good point.
This guy's here to ruin the day. And it's like, yo, bro, I used to I play basketball just like you guys. I'm here just like you guys. And sometimes the job feels thankless. Because when you do your job, you just did what you're supposed to do. Even people say good job, ref, they don't really mean it. But it's like when you do your job, you make a good call, everyone's like, yeah. When you make a bad call, the whole gym's up in arms. Freck yesterday, pointing in the ref's face.
You see, but that's my dog.
I can see that.
Threw me under the bus. I can see that. That was my dog. I couldn't believe he did that to me. So like
me, he did that to me. He just called what he saw.
So hold on.
He's doing his best.
Or did it over now and say, "Yo, here's Tashawn. Here's the ticket, man." Yo, we just did the pause again. You were speeding though.
Just doing his job.
Nah, you're not getting one still.
You know what, brother? But it's and I applaud you for still doing that job. And like, I also wonder, like, how does your mental state handle sometimes just being sometimes hated just because you're you?
Yeah.
Just for showing up as you. Like I look at politicians, same thing. Man, I'm hate Trudeau just because he's Trudeau.
Hey. Slow down, man.
I didn't say, hold on.
Slow down.
But no, I'm saying politicians sometimes are just hated because they're doing their job.
Oh, I thought we were about to get into a Trudeau talk.
No, we weren't. We're gonna say that's a whole other thing. But I'm just saying, like, I just gave him this example because he just got fired today.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that, like, people really hate him and they don't actually know him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I love him, I don't like him. Like, we don't know him. But it's the same idea of like, you're just hated for the uniform you wear, not for your character.
It's true.
Yeah, I like that you say that too, because obviously when we think of first responders, like first off, most people don't even think of us. Most people think, like the paramedics and the fire guys.
Those are the good guys.
Yeah. So it's like, bro, a fire guy shows up on scene. Everyone's like
relief. Yeah.
Everyone's
pleasant.
like, wow,
it's coming to save the day, right?
The hero. And then we're just out here like, we pull up, people are like, yo, who's that, bro?
Who are these guys?
Why are these guys?
I'm like, yo, and sometimes I'm like, yo, this man, your neighbor forgot his wallet. Like your neighbor's wallet was turned in, so I'm bringing it to him. Like, relax. Like, you know what I'm saying? So and then they're just like,
yeah.
And they're just like, yo, my bad.
The old lady did that to you?
Yeah, bro.
That's a specific memory.
No.
You remember her,
bro.
Where they at for?
Bro, speaking of old ladies, bro, there's just one story I have to tell. I know it's not about one of the questions.
No, tell it. Tell it. Come on.
It was when I was in training, bro. And that was like the days where we didn't have body cams yet. And my coach, he looks at me and he's like, yo, I know you've seen that. And I was like, I'm like, seen what? Because it was an old lady on her phone. And I was like, geez, I could tell she's an island lady. And then so I put out my light. She pulls over. And then I'm like, yo, like, my name's so-and-so. Like, I'm going to need your license, ownership, and insurance. She's like, you have no soul. I was like,
she went for the jugular.
Bro, I'm talking, bro, comment for me, bro. So then I'm just like, I'm like, yo, like, I'm just a training officer. Da, da, da. She's like, So then she finally gives me the thing. Like, I'm just like, the reason for the stop, like, I seen you on your phone. Like, you can't do that. And like, bro, when I tell you that ticket is hefty, bro, that ticket's almost like 700.
Oh,
almost.
It went up?
Yeah, bro. So I remember I go back in the car, and in my mind, bro, I'm like, yeah, I'm just giving her a warning. Quick ting, boom, gone. He's like, nah. My coach is like, nah, you're giving a ticket. Bro, when I tell you I was sick to my stomach, bro, I was like, nah, I can't do this. So I walk back over with the ticket, bro. Sick to my stomach. Shorty, she's like, what's that? I was like, I'm out here stutter stepping with the ticket, bro. I'm like, I have to give you this ticket. Deal with it in 15 days. Bye. She's like, no, come back here. I come back, and then, bro, I don't know where she grabbed this from. She grabs this little Bible and throws it at my chest. I was like, ma'am, it's COVID. I can't take this. I was like, but I was like, bro, for 2 weeks after that, bro, sick. I'm out here thinking about it, bro, just sick.
Should have ripped it up so your coach couldn't see and say, yo,
bro, I was like, yo.
So based off of that though, like, how do you determine who does and who is just based off how you feel that day?
So like, especially when you're new,
yeah,
like you just have to
enforce.
Like, because you gotta, by the time you're on your own, you gotta know how to do things. So they're like, and then once you're on your own, you can do whatever you like. You can
reps, yeah.
Like that's on you. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that day he's like, nah, you're giving it. And I was like, nah, I'm not trying to, bro. Yeah. But it's crazy, bro. It is an interesting job. I love it. It's exciting. It gets the adrenaline, bro. There's times, bro, where it'll be 3 a.m. I'm like dead. I'm dead. Like last night, I was dead, bro. And then they're like, yo, this happened, boom, boom. So I'm like, oh shoot, just pushing it. I'm wide awake now, bro. Adrenaline way up here. And it's like, bro, that's what I love about it, honestly. Yeah. Because it's like, there's times where you're just like, geez, yo, the night's going slow.
So you like for a night to be good for you, you want action per se?
Maybe not too.
See, like,
but like, not crazy, you know what I'm saying? But enough to be like, okay, I'm awake.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's man, I always tell him, I'm like, yo, for one, I need to get him on a ride along because we do that.
Oh, you do to them?
So
give him the jacket and everything.
With me, yo, pull up for a shift, show you why.
You give us a jacket and everything.
So you get like a vest that just doesn't say police on it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you just like if I'm
I get to keep that.
Nah. Bulletproof? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bulletproof? What are you thinking? What are you trying to get into, baby?
I wasn't sure if it was just a vest. I said, okay.
You're moving like you say, hold this, let's go.
They're trying to get active.
What the talks we were having earlier, I need that.
He's trying to get active.
So yo, I have a beef low key.
Okay, here we go.
Oh shit. Shit.
When you guys speed through the light, just turn your lights out just to get over to the next side of the light.
And then turn it off.
Yeah, what's going on? How's that going nowhere?
Bro, you know what's crazy? Because it happened to me last night for our next thing. So I get dispatched and the information is kind of crazy.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh shit, boom. So I'm going. I stop at a light because you got to stop quick and then go. Make sure everyone stops. So then once everyone stopped, I push it. And then as soon as I pass the intersection, they're like, no. It's chill now. No more need for other people. I was like, shit.
You gotta keep going, and then
that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, shit. So
is that the story they tell you to tell? Because
no, dead ass.
It sounds scripted.
And I'm telling you, like, I'd say that probably happens. That probably happens to me at least twice every 4 days.
Yeah,
I work. It's actually like that. So like sometimes it actually be happening like that. So I don't know about the other people, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
I have a question. Like, are you I don't know if you don't have to answer it. Like, are you Toronto police or are you Pickering? Like, I don't.
Yeah. I'm
over there.
Are you
out there?
Answer.
So based off, can you, as a police officer, when you get your job or you get your stationing, where are you? Are you a product of like your own community? Because I know that's a lot of the times what we think that is going to be possible, like to be a representation of your community, right? Where you go back and police your own. But is that often a thing, or do you get kind of stationed away from where you know, grow up or whatever?
I feel like in Toronto that could be a thing for sure, for sure. But like where we're at, how like I honestly chose to work there.
Okay.
Just so that, like, say say the guys, like anybody, like I'm not trying to run into nobody that like
that
I grew up with or that I grew up playing ball with
for sure
and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, you know what, let me just leave the city. And then, but at the same time, I know a whole lot of people that are from the city and work in the city too, because like they don't mind that, and it's to each their own for sure. Like,
what would be the reason that you kind of, or any officer will kind of stray away from that? Just like you feel like you have to be lenient towards people, or like it just kind of it feels uncomfortable.
It's like a conflict of interest, yeah.
Like it's just uncomfort. It's especially like. And it's a reason why I say like maybe some people don't like working where they live because say someone's moving mad and I have to arrest him, whatever the case may be, and then say this is years from now. Obviously I don't have wife and kids or nothing like that right now, but say I do then, and then say I'm down at a park playing with my wife and kids, and same man is walking through the park.
It could be blowback from your situation.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like people do that. People avoid that. People try to avoid them type of situations. So that's another reason as to why there, as much as some people do, it's like it's you more so see it with Toronto. Like a lot of like officers here will work here and live here, but you won't really see it too much other places just because of
keeping a level of anonymity.
I feel like it would be difficult anyways. Like imagine we all lived in the same neighborhood and get a call and never show up to your house and have to arrest you.
Messy, bro.
Oh
messy,
my goodness, I couldn't even imagine.
Like
so, keep it a level.
Do your job.
so like one of the guys I went to police college with, like he's from like way up north. Like I'm talking like over 20 hours north in Ontario, like on a reserve, and he grew up there. Like it's less than 1,000 people. Bro knows everybody there. You know what I'm saying? And now he's a sarge there. I'm like, bro, do you understand how messy that is? Yeah. Like you know what I mean?
It's I feel like in a small community though, that could be really good. Like
some people like that,
and that's what I mean. So like, whereas for him, like, he's of the mindset. It's like he's like, no, like people are good to me, and I get that. But at the same time, it's just like it just makes it a little weird when, say, the rare time you do have to hold somebody accountable, because then people are like mad at you. Like,
it's sticky, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, no. So that's it's just to avoid that, really.
I really appreciate you sharing all this because I feel like this is the side of the story we never really get
ever.
Yeah.
Right. And even just like, and it's so funny, even when you were saying like you get adrenaline from hearing a call, I know I couldn't do this job because when I hear a call, I'm not going.
So where are you going?
I'm parking up, brother. I hear there's a shooter. I'm parking up.
Earlier you asked him for a bulletproof vest, and I'm like,
yo, fam, if he gets a call and I'm on the ride along, so we're going.
So you drop me off?
You can drop me at the station.
He probably would ask you to do that.
No, you can drop me off,
brother.
A little bit on more like of a serious note, how do you feel like we can bridge the gap between, I guess, those misunderstandings and the stories that we don't hear? Obviously, it's tough because not everybody's going to try to listen to those things. But how do you, I guess, go about your day-to-day trying to, empower that change of, listen, just the understanding of I'm a person of the community as well.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do is uphold the rights and of everybody else. You know what I mean? Like to try to, like you said, keep everybody accountable.
Yeah, like in terms of bridging the gap and just continuing to build that better relationship, because it's not perfect. There's always work when it comes to that. I think a big thing in regards to that is to, like, for example, me, like I for example, like probably like a couple months ago, I was dealing with this, and that's why I said that earlier. I was dealing with this this Jamaican family, and the son, he's a hooper, and like I remember, like he was having like a issue with his mom or whatever. Leaves the house, so I'm chatting with mom. Mom's like, when he comes back, he's not talking to you. I'm like, all right, yeah, bet we gonna see. I was like, we gonna see. So he pulls up, he sees me, and he's like, nah. but right away, I'm like, I don't care, body cam or not, I'm gonna be me, right? So I'm talking to him how I'm talking to you, and I think just me talking to him in a way that like he relates to, he started talking to me, and I know we're just chatting. And he's like, I'm like, yo, like, what are you trying to do? Like, what are you for real trying to do? Because he's like 15, 16. And he was like, yo, like he's like, I obviously play basketball. He's like, I'm trying to go down to the States. He's like, I'm trying to do that. And I'm like, well, yo, certain type of behavior, this can't happen, bro. Like you like it can't happen if you're trying to do that. I've done that. Like, and that's not guanin. Like, you're not gonna be able to go if you keep moving like this. And then like even like since then, it's like I just make sure like to take it on myself, like even on days off or whatever, like yo, I'll pull up to a game. Like I'll do them type of things just so that it's just like I'm like, yo, like listen, like because I understand, because we've all been at that age where it's like, yo, what mom says doesn't sound too appealing to listen to sometimes. Right. And I told mom, I was like, yo, you don't feel bad. Like we all been there. I'm like, there's just a period where we don't want to hear it from you. And he just going through that right now. He just need to hear it from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I feel like doing different things like that and just taking that extra effort to just be able to be human with people is what bridges the gap. Because then at the end of the day, it's like, and that's just one of like a handful since the start. Like I try to like not take on too many of those just because of that, just so I can actually be real and have real like conversation with them. But like since I started, I've had like a handful of those type of interactions with like families and stuff like that, and man, they appreciate it. They appreciate it big time, because there's always times where like years later, like even from the first couple, that I'll run into them. They're like, yeah, he's down in the States now. I'm like, yes, that's what he was supposed to do.
Fulfilling.
That's what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I like that type of thing.
You're giving me goosebumps right now.
Bro,
Even hearing
bro.
you feeling like I felt that, because if you really think about it, I'm listening to you speak and I'm not listening to a police officer.
Nah.
When you said you showed up to the game, that's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then that's what make people change. Fact. You know, because he didn't see you and the officer was just saying this. You know, you pulled up, you showed love, and that's all you can do, you know, and good advice. And I guarantee that probably changed his whole perspective on life.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially like, who knows? People can have different type of interactions with police officers, and just saying being able to just change that even just a little bit, bro, that's all we could do. That's all we could do.
Is it a goal of the police force to kind of get like younger like people onto the force, just so it's an easier bridge of those gaps, like a more relatability of like, hey, I'm somewhat young as well, and I can relate closer to certain age groups that may be in that problem area?
So yeah, and when it comes to hiring and stuff, like I'm sure that must be a thing, you know? Like I'm sure when it comes to like different demographics, especially when it comes to age and thing, like that's probably something that they look at. Because for example, when I look at like different people I work with, I notice that from like when I was hired like a little over 4 years ago till now, it's definitely as a whole, as a service, a younger group than what it used to be.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's like that for many reasons. I think it's like that, whether like it's obviously retirements are a big thing, but I think just the relatability is huge too. And I like that you said that, because like just being able to have people that can relate to certain people or whatever the case may be, it just helps overall interactions. It helps our public perception, all of that. And that, especially right now, and especially since, say, like the things that were going on, like especially down in the States from like, I don't know, like 2010 to 2020, like even after, like it's like, that's huge, and we need that.
I'm gonna share a story. All right, go ahead. Actually,
no, go ahead. Share. I was another question. It was more so like, does he see a lot of black people applying?
So, actually, to that story, I remember smoking. So there's one thing I do, like when I to kind of level my night out, is when I'll come home from like an outing or whatever. I try not to do all of the vices all at one time and then drive. So I'll try to smoke or something either before, go ahead, whatever the case is. But there's a time where I'm at my building now, smoke, but my car's on and I'm parked. I didn't know this was a thing. I haven't smoked yet. See? So I have like an ashtray in my car, cool, whatever. And I have the my spliff in there. So car's on just so like I have some heat running so I can wind the windows down, whatever the case is. Squad car pulls up on like I live in a building, so on like property of it. But I'm thinking like it's private property. You can't really can't say
call
much.
on him.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what it felt like, right? So when they come to me, whatever, they knock on the window, but I don't pay no mind to it. Like I'm down on my phone, whatever the case is. So again, haven't smoked yet. Knock on the door. I mean, knock on the window. So I'm looking, but I can't see because bright light, flashlight, or whatever. So went down the window, like, yo, I'm officer such and such, that dude. But could tell by, like, I guess the way their demeanor was or whatever, and just seeing them now, they take the light out of my face. They're a little bit younger. So obviously have their partner with them. Come out the car to do it. They offered me they asked for a breathalyzer test. Offered to, because they asked me if I had been drinking whatever tonight. I said, yeah, I had a couple, whatever. Just being honest. I felt like because of that young demeanor or whatever that they had, I could share a little bit.
It was
more.
less like, you probably didn't feel as threatened and stuff like that.
To be honest. So whatever, get out now. They do a little, they ask for it to search the car. I say, yeah, I'm not in a high search. Find out what I have, like, I'm a barber. So I have like blades and stuff in my barber bag. So they're like, yo, what are these for? And I'm like,
what are these?
I'm being honest, right? But they're little like razor blades are like, yo, honestly, we just have to ask. I know what it is, whatever. And he's like, okay, cool. It's just for the body cam. Yeah,
you know,
just for the cam. So I tell him, he's like, okay, thanks.
Overlooking.
So does a quick search. I'm standing with the partner and I was like, oh, you're a barber, eh? Yo, I might need a new barber. I'm like, oh, yeah, where you? So you just made it a little bit more relatable versus times I've had in my younger past dealing with officers that felt like I was being a little bit more confrontational or whatever the case was. So
I hear that.
That's my little story for that. But it was interesting to say the least.
And that's the thing, bro. I like that you say that, because that's the thing I know is huge in like HR and like recruitment right now, is just like hiring people that are just generally good at dealing with people.
Yeah.
And like, for example, the other day, it was like a late night, probably like a week ago. And there was this one guy where one of the officers is like, hey, I need an officer to pull up for, like, I'm going to do a cannabis search on this car. So I pull up. It's like, a younger black guy and this girl. And he's asking me, he's like, bro, yo, can he do this? Can he do this? I'm like,
yeah, he can.
I'm like, but it's like, but he needed to hear it from me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just that reassurance,
like,
bro.
Yeah,
that's
like,
good. That you can...
And he's like, I'm like, yeah, it's called like if we have it, like, if we could smell it or see some like marijuana in there, like, we can do a cannabis search. And he was like, oh shoot, he's like, damn, I'm never doing this again. But now he knows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There's education in there.
So like, it's not like there was any hostility there. Then he leaves knowing what not to do next time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, sometimes, bro, you just need some real conversations, and it just dies down situations.
Yeah. I remember you had a question. My apologies.
I forgot what it was. No, but it's just like, I love that you're saying this, because you're actually educating young people about the law in like a healthy way, where it's like someone they can relate to. Because
without being you don't need to be hostile. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to deliver a message without making someone feel like they have to get defensive.
Yeah.
And that's my goal. When I deal with people, I deal with them in a way where they don't feel like that. And like, don't get me wrong, obviously it's not foolproof. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but most of the time it does. And because of that, like, people are always like, yo, you get in like bear fights as an officer. I'm like, bro, not really, bro. Because people just,
I was gonna ask you, like,
I'm cool with people. You know what I'm saying?
It's like when we used to do security. Remember, there was a one man. He used to come with the baton, all these extra stuff,
looking like he's SEAL team,
and people used to just swing at this guy all the time. And he used to always be like to us, yo, why don't they do that to you? Because we're like, yo, you don't know how to talk to people, bro.
Yeah. Sometimes just don't know.
No, they come off wrong, and that's the thing. People forget times have changed. You get what I'm saying? And that's where you get stuck in the time era, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna talk to you this way, and you're gonna listen.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen my 2 eyes officers get dealt with dirty. I promise you, and they have guns, get dirty, and we were just doing security. And after they're getting to the conversation with the officer, yo, what you saying, bro? Yo, you good? Yeah, you can't come in tonight though because of what you did to the officer. All right, I'll check you guys next week. No confrontation because how we speak to them.
It's just yeah, cool. Like, it doesn't need to be elevated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It does not need to be elevated. But like, I know for sure that's one of the things that they're looking for in hiring new people, is just like, if you have that ability, because that ability is key. Like, especially when because the backgrounds are crazy. So like, when they're calling like the old managers and thing, like they're wanting to know that. They're wanting to know like what kind of, they're even like knocking on neighbors' doors where you grew up and things.
Oh wow.
It's
To
just
ask
like
how you
that.
are, right?
It's like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like, yo, like I remember when I was doing mine, bro, like 8 of my neighbors are like, yo, like, yeah, they were asking if you used to throw bear parties, what kind of kid you were. I was just like,
That's
what?
crazy.
I was
That's
like,
crazy.
You look like a party
I
animal.
was like, bro? But that's how it is, bro. Like that, like, because like they really want to know like who you are.
Yeah.
And bro, but like obviously, like some people are obviously better than others at communicating. And it's like I said, it's not foolproof, but they do their best. They do their best to try to give the best product possible, for sure.
Honestly, no, but no, what you're saying really just goes to the power of diversity, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you hire diversity, it's like you bring people from
Yeah.
different experiences. And then my question was about like, yeah, do you see like a lot of diverse people applying to the force?
It depends where, bro.
Okay.
Like for example, for us, I would say we do. It could be better, but at the same time, it's like there are so many people that have the ability to do what I do, but they just, bro, they just don't know. They just don't know how to go about it. They don't know how to even start. Like, obviously, I still play baseball too, and one of my teammates, like this last summer, his name's Dennis, and like he lives like on the Jane, and I remember telling him, I'm like, yo, Dennis, I'm like, yo, you ever thought about doing this? Like, you're crazy good with people too. Like, people always vibes around you. And he's like, and he like, cause he was kind of like in the middle of like trying to figure out what to do next. And I'm like, and he was kind of just like, damn, I never even thought about it. He's like, I didn't even think that was possible. I was like, bro, I'm like, come on, like there are so many ways like that, like you could be a super benefit, whether it's Toronto, whether it's York, whether it's Peel, wherever you work, and just little things like that. Because like, and I think that's a problem. It's just like so many of people from like our cultures like just don't realize how attainable it is.
It's funny
Super
you say,
misinformed.
it's funny you say that because I mean I've never attributed people skills like me using any of my people skills or anybody in this room be like, okay, yeah, let's
This would
use
help.
that. Yeah, let's use that to be a police officer.
That's like 90% of it, bro.
You're de-escalating situations.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like
You just actually don't put that into action like that.
Because, like I said, you see them chasing your older brother through the hood, and like that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? But
Just
there's more
opinion
to
my
it.
side more so.
Because I'm looking at him, he's D's, he's shining.
Yeah, literally.
He makes over 6 figures. He just looks good. Like he just
career not make
right
sense.
down in his
then.
pockets, bro.
I'm speaking to a career. I'm speaking to the career. He has a good career.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? But it's like he's doing well for himself.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
we have a negative some people, not we, but like
Most, bro.
most people have a negative
Most people would do
connotation of
nothing
Yeah.
before they do that.
Before
Yeah.
even doing that.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm seeing like what you're
Facts.
doing. It's like it's hearing this is I didn't even know some of this stuff, and I talk to you.
I have a bone to pick with you guys though.
Let me
There it
hear
is.
it, bro.
There it is.
Bare bones to pick.
Quotas. I hate it, bro.
Yo,
listen.
Talk about it. Look at your amps. Yeah.
Listen, one day I was driving to work.
Yeah.
These guys pull me over. They're walking to my car like they're James Bond. He's with his partner. He's like, "Oh, wait, partner.
We got one.
Bro, mind you, I'm in a full suit. I'm going to work. I wind down my window. I'm like, yo, bro, what are you guys doing? Like, just come to the car. Like, it's not that serious. Like, you search my plates. There's nothing that's gonna come up with an existing warrant or pass, whatever. You know what I mean? Nothing. So whatever. Long story short, he asked me for my license, registration, my insurance. I'm like, oh, it's on my phone. I'll grab it for you. He said, nah, don't worry about it. Goes to the car, comes back, doesn't even give me a ticket for speeding. Gives me a ticket for obstructing license plate, tints, and failure to surrender insurance. And I'm like, brother, you really needed to hit your quota that bad? You didn't even give me a ticket for what you pulled me over for. You know what I mean? So it's like situations like that, it just gives you such a negative about police, and you're like, oh,
I hear
goodness,
you,
bro. But
I
like,
definitely hear that.
No argument here. I made that quota, brother.
No.
Did they come and celebrate it? Low key? Like they come back into the station?
So for example,
like, do you get in trouble if you don't hit it? Do you? If you can speak to it, if you can speak to it,
I'm gonna speak to that because in reality, it's really not a thing.
Wow.
But at the same time, it's like, say if you're working on a shift, say there's 4 shifts in every station, and your shift's the last place shift.
You have,
Then they're like, yo, what's going on with the shift? The shift's moving a little. Something's wrong with the shift.
Yeah, they're too friendly.
So you know what I mean. So then things change.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily like you have to get this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that. It's never like I don't know how it was like 20 years ago or whatever, but maybe it was like that then. But it's not like, hey, yo, you guys have to get like 100 by the end of the year. It's not like that. But it's like, but yeah, it is like
if you guys are not getting nothing,
if you're not getting nothing, yo, they're like,
are you doing your work?
What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
They really get on you. Like they're like, what are you guys doing? Are you guys doing nothing? Like, it's a real thing.
Because people are doing stuff, driving.
Of course, that's why we have police.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're doing foolishness. Imagine you're a parking officer, you got no tickets. It's like, I don't want to give nobody.
But the thing is like, bro, okay, so I have a story that's similar to Theon's when it came to like tints, right? My tints are dark as hell.
Mine ain't even dark, you know.
So that's my thing. So I have a light colored, like my interior is light and then my car is silver. So like when
lightens up.
And exactly, it lightens up and it looks like I had no tints. So then I got them retinted and now they're dark as hell.
Now they're dark.
Right. So a police officer pulled me over and they go, yo, your tints are really dark. Has anybody ever told you that before? I'm like, no. I know they're dark as hell because I can't even see through them sometimes, like at nighttime or whatever. So he's like, yeah, they're usually how we go by it. Now tell me if this is true. It can only be dark enough so we could tell gender or whatever through looking through your window.
Yeah, that's one way. That's definitely a way. But in reality, bro, like there's certain tricks that some people do. Like some people put like your license behind the window. If they can't see it, they'll give you a ticket. But there's no way to. It's hard unless you have like the actual reader to put on it.
Yeah.
To slap on it and be like, yo, it's actually, you got 5%. Like it's
okay. So based off that, he goes like, okay, you know what? I could be wrong. So I'm gonna let you go this time.
Yeah, and that's
the
thing.
If you were to get pulled over again, it's probably best to get to get them changed.
You got a good officer.
So that's what I'm saying. So it all just depends,
you know.
Well, yes and no. Well, yes and no. I'm not gonna tell you all the dirty stories. But yeah, exactly. But for the tent joints,
I have stories too, bro. But like my stories, it's like my stories that were down south.
Yeah, you know I could only imagine. Yeah,
like so, man.
So you were officer in the States as well?
No.
Okay,
I went to school down there.
Okay.
And I remember one time, like we were moving my brother down to Kansas City, and I was driving. But back then, like now I drive a Beams, but like back then I was driving the blacked out Charger. So black rims, black everything, dark tint, everything. I remember we're driving through Illinois. My mom's in the passenger seat, brother's in the back. And we get through this one county, and I noticed one trooper come up. It's only 2 lanes each direction. I'm in like the right lane. He's in the left lane. And it's just like, bro, I just remember like, he just kind of just going the same speed, him just following slightly behind me till I left the county. And I was like 20 miles. And then as soon as I left like the limits, he just like went through the median and flipped back around.
Oh, so he was waiting for you to do something. You feel like
that, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's like I've had some weird experiences, bro. Like I've had weird experiences, but at the same time, like I've had a lot of good ones where, thankfully, and I feel like that's probably a part of why I do what I do too, because I feel like if I didn't have them experiences, I wouldn't have seen maybe I wouldn't have seen officers the way I see officers.
Yeah,
right. So I remember there's just one time where like because it's not legal up here, but in the States, it's in most states other than 2, like 48 of the 50 states, they have radar detectors.
Oh,
and like so I used to have one in my Charger, like it tell me exactly where they're at. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's dope.
It's dope. So it's like,
sorry, you said they're legal in 48 of the 50?
Of the 50, yeah.
Really? So I can be riding around in the car and say, oh man, they're over here. I slowed down.
How many times the madam got pulled over in the States for speeding?
Yo, and I still got pulled over, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like it always happens. So it always like this one time, my brother's in the whip and he's like, yo, like can I take this out? I need to charge my phone. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we're good. You know what I'm saying?
The moment you
so
take
then
that
I'm
out.
like, pushing it. Like I'm pushing it like 60 and a 40, like, but miles. So that's like 35 over probably.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm pushing it. And then, like, this one's coming this way. I'm going this way. I'm like, I don't know how the thing works. So I'm like, yo,
they're looping.
He's not even going the same way. There's no way he can tell how fast I'm going. Man said, whoop. I was like, nah. I was like, nah. So then as soon as he whips around, the lights come on. I was like, pull over. And then but right away, the man sees, like, because, like, the next day I'm getting ready to go to Arizona for baseball. And he looks in the back. He's like, you're a ball player. And I was like, I am still. And he's like, bro, we talked for like 30 minutes, bro, just about baseball. He's like, all right, good luck tomorrow. He's like, yo, slow down, bro.
Yeah,
I got you.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I was like, I got you.
Dope.
And it's
so
like,
again, people.
and it's like, and I never had no experience with black officers down there, but like, especially for me, those kind of experiences were almost like a shock to me.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I was like, yo, like, I didn't heard bad things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, especially being Canadian and everything. But, like, that's what opened my eyes to be like, yo. And then I kind of did a little volunteering here and there, did some ride-alongs down there, seeing how it was. And, man, it was a cool experience. Wild, different than up here for sure, but it was a cool experience.
Where were we driving? Remember we were younger, we were going to a basketball team. Was it you that was driving? Got pulled over. The man said, "You guys got credit card?"
Me.
Credit card. That's
He
crazy.
said, "You guys got any bond on you?" Said it just like that too.
We're like, we're young. We're like, what are you talking? What's bond? He said, "You guys got Visa, MasterCard."
I had a debit machine.
Yeah. And I said no, and then you go slow down, and then we kept going. Right, and then the next time we got pulled over, I think they said the same thing again because we got pulled over not too long, like probably like 10 minutes again.
Jeez.
And then they said, if you guys get pulled over one more time in our state, we're gonna take you guys to jail if you don't have any bond on you.
I'm dead. What the hell is
I'm not
that,
even
bro?
joking.
I remember us looking at each other like, "Yo,
different.
Extortion, bro.
Man.
Okay, so can you speak to some of the, you're already doing a great job at educating us, but for our viewers out there, can you speak to a little bit of what, like, opportunities would be in place for them, kind of thinking about that career path of law enforcement?
Yeah. So, like, kind of how I mentioned earlier, when it comes to like that, say the one guy that I met at my Cairo that started mentoring me and all that, there were others too. And there was another one that was in the service that I actually ended up applying to and I work with now. And I remember him telling me about all the different units and thing. And I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, you guys get to rip ATVs?
Yeah.
I was like, nah, that's I need that. I was like, I need that.
What is that? Like, what do you mean?
So like, he's like, yeah, we got guys that go up in helicopters. We got guys that in the summer just whip boats. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, we can do all that in this job? I'm like, yo, that's mad. I was like, so I was so close-minded when it came to like what you can do within. Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, like I'll go into like a little bit about like different units and stuff. So like, for example, obviously like for Toronto, they have like officers that, especially ones that have like good rapport, normally better rapport with the community, they become like neighborhood officers and deal with people like that. And they're not really like dealing with like calls. They're just like literally
just walking
in the neighborhoods, like just like building better rapport with people, honestly, and building up like their reputation in reality. But like for example, for us, like we have there's like undercover officers. Obviously, I don't do that, but like there's like,
that'll be great.
You know what I'm saying?
He'll be good. You be good.
He'll be good, but like,
I'm telling you,
gives it up now, though.
In here today, I'm like, what kind of setup thing is this? Kind of officer
Giving it up now, though. Yeah, I'm in the police force. Hey,
over it.
Yeah, it's done.
No, but it's like, that's the thing. It's like, I know that certain moves I make in my life could limit the things I do at work, but it's like, for me, that's never been like a thing for me. But like a lot of people, they love that idea. You know what I'm saying? Like they love like going undercover, like literally different identity, those type of things. Or like you can be a part of like the guns and gangs unit. You can be like part of the drug enforcement unit. You can be like intel. And it's like, bro, like some of the things that you like they do and like the work they do, it's like insane. And it's crazy because it's like, it all relates to what we do, but it's like so far away from what we do, but you almost forget because people just think of police officers
as
only the ones that are
one
on
entity,
the road.
yeah.
But there's so much that go behind the scenes. Like there's even
detectives.
There's even officers like obviously they have HR doing hiring, but there's like officers that literally just interview people. There's officers that are literally just in the schools. There's officers like, for example, that are like on foot. Like, you know what I mean? It's so interesting. Like the traffic unit, for example. The traffic unit is the one that like they're really the ones just hammering tickets. Like they do that in the summers. They'll be on the lakes in the boat. They'll be in like the backcountry, like just ripping ATVs, like snowmobiles and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and then like there's also cooler things like I think for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I think like stuff like the tactical team is dope. Whereas like for those who don't know, the tactical team were in Toronto, they're called ETF. In York, I believe they're called ERU. It's basically what Americans and like TV and media describe as SWAT. So where it's like the things that they do, man, it's like, yo, which job are you like rappelling down a building and like going for and holding people accountable? You know what I'm saying? Like which job are you like crawling through tight spaces and doing those type of things? Which like it's so interesting, like in driving like armored tanks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's different. It's different, and the opportunities are honestly absolutely endless. Like you have like intimate partner violence units. You have like so many different things, and they're all in charge of little different things. Like for example, our friend, she's in the intimate partner violence unit, and that's what she's been doing basically since I met her like years ago, because we worked together for a bit. But she's been doing that. She loves it. But yeah, there's so many different things where say like you spend your like, whether it's like 4 to 8 years doing what we do, like answering all the calls. But after that, bro, like you can like, if you're like, I don't want to do that anymore, you don't have to. But yeah, or you can be like, yeah, like I'm more interested in this or this. Like you can even be a couple guys just left our shift because they're gonna be the guys that go and train the new guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like things like that.
Yeah.
Like the new guys that just got hired. And that's such an important job because it's such an important job that it's such an important position because I feel like you definitely have to have people that are good with people in there, because there's so many people in there that made me feel super welcomed, like when I was coming through. And like to this day, I always, whenever I can, I go back, visit them, say hi, just because they were so solid to me. So yeah.
Bro, I love how you speak about this work.
Mm-hmm.
And like
I'm passionate about it, bro.
I can see that. Like, it speaks through, and like just the fact that the opportunities are endless. Like it's so much more than what I thought it was.
Think, yeah.
And yeah, I just
hit like a fraction, bro. There's
so many more.
Man, my last question was honestly going to be kind of just like, can you've already spoken to it, but just telling people why it's an important choice. But you've alluded to it throughout the whole episode here, where I feel like it's pointless to even ask, but it literally just it shows. You know what I mean? Like the way that Tashawn just said so. Like it bounces off you. Like you speak, and it shows that you're trying to be a difference maker in your position. So again, it's very commendable, and I thank you, bro. I thank you, honestly.
I appreciate you guys, bro.
No, for real. Like you're giving a different image to like any of us when we were younger, right? So like you're speaking to the younger kids, if any of them are watching.
Even me when I was younger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like
you're changing the narrative, right? Where you can look at somebody and be like, okay, yeah, that's actually a good guy, and you resonate with the younger crowd or even the older crowd. So
yeah, because like for example, me, like I didn't have officers in my family. Like other than Jamaica, but that's different. You know what I mean? That's a whole boys are different. Boys are different. That's a whole different world.
They're trying to get fat over there.
That is it's different down there. So it's not the same. So having like those influences, and that's why it is so important to provide people with those positive. That's the best way to describe it. Positive interactions with police.
I was gonna ask you, okay, because you mentioned you had these mentors. Were they like freak accidents that you met them, or is there ways that I guess somebody that's thinking about doing this that they could go about, I guess, kind of reaching out to mentors like yourself probably, or whatever the case is?
Yeah, so like a couple of them just random, coincidental, bro. Like it was wild how they kind of unfolded. But a couple of them, like I was just asking. I was just like, yo, like I'm looking for someone that could give me a little guidance. And people are like, you know what, like I'll introduce you and that type of thing. And even since then, like some of my guys that have recently just been hired with us, like even with them, like I've like kind of like introduced them to other officers because it's not no conflict type of thing.
For
And
sure.
and they've gotten some great guidance as well. And it's so important, bro. It's so important.
I love that.
I'm about to put my application in tonight now.
Jeez.
Oh, facts, brother.
Already one step here, no lie.
You guys know I'm not doing it.
Not me.
Not me, brother. I'm not. You guys know I'm not going. No,
If there was a shooting, I have to go.
no, brother.
Right?
No, but even though, honestly, like even knowing like people like you and our other friends that do this job, it's just like it changed my whole mentality toward it. Because like growing up for me, like even just seeing a Dodge Charger in my rear view,
You get shook, bro.
you guys know that feeling. The
Yes.
Charger lights, I'm like, oh my god.
Remember we had to put on the dad hat to hide?
Yo, I used to drive with a dad hat. And even like, to be honest with you, if I'm keeping it a buck, like in my teenage years, I got arrested a few times. Like I had issues with the law. And it's like, just to say that, you know, when we look at police and label them and say like they're this way, it's also the same thing looking at somebody who's made mistakes in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I made mistakes. And yes, you could say, oh, I was a criminal. I'm not really a criminal. We're not who we are labeled as.
No.
We are still people and we are still human. We all make mistakes.
Right.
And it's just like, for you to be able to relate on that way to a whole wider community, I think it just changes the whole narrative. And I don't know, I applaud you, man. And I just hope to see more people that look like us out there.
Oh, it's gonna happen. Hey, it's already in words.
Not even just look like us, that like have your demeanor and
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
because,
Want to be community first.
Because like you know how many people, bro, that meet me, bro, and they're like, "What? You're the officer?"
Literally.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Cause yo, like the personality is like different. Like I'm not like, bro, tell these guys, whenever we're kicking it, when do I ever talk about work?
No,
I don't.
unless I ask.
Yeah, you have to ask. You know what I'm saying? It's like and that's one thing that I feel like can be difficult for some to separate the two.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's so important. And like when you guys asked about like the mental side of things and all that, so important to have everything outside. Because if you don't, bro, it's like it could take over your whole life. And it's like that's why I still do the baseball thing, like the semi-pro thing. Like I still do all of that just because it just gives me something else. You know what I mean? But it's so important, bro, to for one, have something outside of it. And two, just have your circles and your family that you could actually call your boys and your family and all that. Cause at the end of the day, they're all just as important.
Appreciate you, though.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Deshaun?
Speaking of the mental,
Mm-hmm.
we got our game. Let's talk about it. This game's designed so people like us can have more vulnerable and open conversations. So today, as the guest, I'll let you choose which cards we're going for. So the blue is like the medium level, white is more surface, and black is where it gets real.
It gets deep, huh?
So I'll let you
All right,
choose.
bro.
I'll let you choose a card. You can either answer it yourself. Oh, shoot, we went medium.
Yo, I was like, yo, we can't go soft. All right. Ooh. So am I just reading it and answering it to myself?
Yeah.
You can ask around the room.
Or you can ask it to the group too.
So this question is, what do you regret not doing in life? So I guess I'll start. So the one thing I would say I regret not doing in life, and it's something that it low-key still bothers me often, but it's I was one of those people, bro. Like I grew up playing, obviously, you know, I play baseball and basketball.
Yeah.
But especially in baseball, like I had the chance to play for like Team Canada, 18 under, all that. But like I did all that, bro, and like truly know that like in those days I wasn't even given 100 because, and it took me a while to figure out why. Because like my parents would be on me, my coaches would be on me, because bro, they know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm doing good, but they know I could do better. And once it wasn't till my second year down in Kansas, or sorry, the summer right before the second year started. And my coach called me and he's like, he calls me into the office, small town. Like I went to school at Dodge City, Kansas, my first school. And like only 20,000 something, 25,000 people there.
Mm.
And he's like, Josh, like, he's like, yo, how you think your freshman year went? I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a good year. When in reality, I know I'm lying to myself. like compared to me and other freshmen, yeah, it's the best year of all of us. But they know, like, you know what I mean? Like, they know me and I know me. So he literally sat there, he's like, nah. And I'm like, and like, it just hit me. I was like, and he's like, yeah, like, for normal standards, that's good, but not for you. And at that moment, bro, it was just one thing that, like, I finally, at that point, he just asked me a question. He's like, I need you to answer me. And he's like, just be real. If you can't do it, if you don't have it in you, you just say you don't have it in you. But I'm going to ask you to do one thing. And I was like, what is it? And he's like, this off season, he's like, whether it's the weight room, whether it's practice, whether it's everything, classroom, everything. He's like, could you please just try just for once to actually give it 100? And bro, when I tell you, bro, I had the craziest season the next year, craziest season. Like, led the team to the World Series, all that. Like, it was insane. Like, that showed me, I was just like, bro, like, I was out here wasting hella time, bro. And then not only that, it's like I have a little bro, and he's seen me slacking for some years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And then it vexed me when it was his turn to go to the States, and he's killing it. But like, even him, like, killing it even better than I did, like, also while not even really doing too much. I'm just like, bro, you could literally be a leaguer, bro. Like, you can literally make it all the way. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, so like things like that, yo, and that's why, like, everything I do now indirectly is for him, because he's 25. Like, everything I've done, he's done. Like, even like a couple years ago, he said, yo, I'm thinking of doing that. I'm like, nah, you're not doing this. I'm like, you go do something else. I'm like, you need to do something for you. You know what I'm saying? And just like, whether it's even me taking care of my body, whatever the case may be, it's all for him, because I need him to see that there's nothing that's impossible, bro.
Yeah.
And I need him to never forget that. And that's why I do it. So now I just grind and never take things half-assed, because I don't want to regret things. Yeah.
Bro, that's so
That's
relatable too.
Yeah, bro.
Even when I think of just like growing up playing ball, it's like I was there focused on girls, and it's like, now knowing what I know now, it's like I wasn't even giving it my all.
Nah, yeah.
No, bro, thank
you.
And
it took me a minute, bro, to actually admit that to myself. Because, admitting that to yourself is not easy, bro.
No.
Admitting that to yourself is a hard thing. So,
and kudos to your coach, right? Because you know what I mean? Sometimes,
changed my whole path,
bro. Sometimes you don't have that. You don't have that figure to tell you, yo, you need to, what are you doing? Right?
And then it wasn't until therapy, which is what made me realize why I was like that. And that's what made me unlock that I was like that, because I was almost fearful that what happened if I gave it 100% and it didn't work out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, nah, I'm cool. I'm going to still ball. And if it doesn't work some days, it doesn't work. But at the end of the day, I didn't give it a certain type of percentage. So it is what it is. Where I was like, damn, what if I give it everything and it still don't work? So I was scared of that. And oh man,
bro,
that's what I'm saying. Therapy is wild, though.
Wild, brother. We just did an episode on that.
Yeah, it's so beneficial, bro. Especially for us, especially for men. Obviously for women as well. But more of us need it. More of us need to, even if you don't do it like consistency, like check in here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing they told us when I just got hired was check in before you even start on the road, just so that they know what your baseline's like before you even seen some trauma and thing. You know what I'm saying?
Also, you guys do mental check-ins at work.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So just in case you veer too far off, they're like, yo, you've changed like crazy since 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's important.
Oh wow.
Josh, I appreciate you taking the time. Come sit with us, have a little chat, educate us on what the policing the culture looks like, Commendable. All the respect that due to you and to people like you on the force. We hope for more to come, you know.
Amen.
Anything for yourself to promote or anything coming up that you want to wish well, anything?
I'm not, honestly, just right now I'm working towards a couple goals within my service, and I'm honestly just putting everything into it because I don't want to go about it kind of leaving things on the table. So right now my goals are just focused on that. And yeah, follow me, JWilliams_22. But
is that you or the police force?
Nah, that's me still.
Now, the way your arms looking, I could tell you're working towards it.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? The running has been crazy lately. I can't even, I've more just been on like the body weight running thing lately because I'm just like, I need to be in there and ready to go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Pray all good things come to you this year, man. Yeah, thank you for being here, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, bro.
Well, you know, from us, the cast of He's a Guy podcast. We appreciate you guys. Again, follow us at He's a Guy podcast. We're everywhere, literally. Comment, like, subscribe. And when it comes to that time again, we'll see you then.
Yo, make sure y'all subscribe.
Yeah, please.
So give them the wink in the gun.
That gave to Terrell. You want
one time for the camera. One time for the camera. Get ready.
Oh man.